welcome back, guys. It's us, the Rude Urban Truth. I'm Urban Laughter.
No, we're not starting like that.
That shit was chipper as hell. Don't do me. That was chipper, and I like that. It was really positive. It was giving what it was supposed to give.
Did it give what it was supposed to give though?
Are you being negative again?
Because that sounded very like. Were you trying to be like the female LeVar Burton? Is this
like
reading Rainbow?
Reading Rainbow.
That woman was singing in that song. She sang Reading Rainbow. She was giving everything.
Take a look. It's in a book. It's Reading Rainbow.
No, okay. Speaking of, so here in Dallas. Oh, by the way, y'all, before we even get going, I'm JB.
Oh, I already said who I was from the gate because I tend to do that always, and you never seem to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to argue with you.
So yeah, welcome to the Rude Urban Truth. But did y'all ever have played the I Love School song on the radio in Pittsburgh?
I
didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know it was a thing until I was going to work.
No, I don't think that's
there's a song. No, it's a real song. It's annoying as crap. And it's old. It's like really old.
I'm feeling like you made this up. I feel like you made this up.
I'm about to let you hear. It's a full 4 minute song. A full 4 minute song. I Love School.
Yeah.
And it's like this lady, like, it just annoys me. I just want you to hear some of it. I'm going to skip up and I just want you to, one, I want to prove that this exists, but two, like, why is this a thing? Here it goes.
This sounds like a gospel song. This sounds like praise and worship on Sunday. You coming to church late? They done a collection plate around. The first one.
I'm trying to need you to hear when she gets to the chorus because she be in the background like doing runs and stuff, and I'm like, girl, like, is it really that serious? Like, is this really like a thing? Here she comes.
I'm hugging everybody. I'm hugging the church mothers.
You do. It's like, yes, I heard this in the morning.
Y'all must have had a half fucking dropout rate because this is insane. Who made this song? This is dropout rate material. Like, I love school. No, we don't.
So, in case you're wondering, y'all heard this the part that they heard on the radio. Listen to her. Here you go. Here she go. This is the part from the radio. You hear that little saxophone in the background. They're like, "Oh, you gonna feel this?"
Yeah. Listen, it's the saxophone in the vat. It's giving me 90s feelings.
Oh my god! When I tell you, I heard that mess, and I was like, children are hating going to school every morning because of this. And like you said, the dropout rate has got to be incredibly high. This is something. Yeah. This is not going to encourage
play a song like "I Love School" to be on the radio, and
on like it was some mess that they would make you sing in school. Like you go to school,
like
they making you sing.
Hit, but not y'all trying to put this on like it's on Billboard. Like it did it chart.
Right. Well, in case you're interested, the person who actually sings this song is like her name is like Nelda Washington, Nelda something. All I know is it just drives me crazy. Ever since I've been here, there's something on the radio that drives me crazy.
Wow.
And it's not fun. Yeah, her name is Nelda Washington. How old is this song? Because this is an old song.
That sounds like 93.
Yeah, I almost.
Kids don't even sound like that no more. Kids don't even sound like that no more.
What is it? Like maybe late 80s, early 90s. Like it definitely has that sound. And then can't you imagine the kids having to sing this in school and they just rocking left to right to us? Mm-hmm. I love school.
It gave me praise and worship vibes. Like when you first walking in the church, and I told you hugging all the church brothers, you asking somebody on that pew, is anybody who's sitting right here? They passing around, they got their tambourines. It gives me like the church vibes. That's how I used to be when I came in. I always came in right in the middle of praise and worship.
You came in after offering. That's when you came in. She would come in after offering.
You know, I used to try.
But they adjusted service just for you. Like, oh, she coming in a little bit late.
I used to be trying to keep my little dollar so I go to the store after church. My mom give us $1, $2 for the offering. Looking like, girl, I ain't putting this in the platter. I'm trying to get some chips after this. What are you talking about? Definitely used to be trying to skip collection. Or it got to the point where I started putting $1 in and keeping $1 after. And then I got in trouble for that. Like, damn, I just want chips after church. Well, girl, if it's going to be like that, give me $2.50 because I just want some chips and a Huggy after church.
I'm just sitting there like that. How's this 10%? I ain't get this. I just got paid. You gave me this in church. I need to have a moment with this little bit of money y'all just got. But how are you settled into the new space?
Oh, I love it here. I love it. It's been enjoyable. As you all know, I have a little view from my rooftop, but there's actually a view from my apartment too. I can see the Kosciuszko, I may be pronouncing it wrong, bridge, which changes colors. Is beautiful. I can also see One World Trade and the Empire State Building, and it's really cute. I don't know if that's really the One World Trade, but it's definitely the Empire State Building. I can at least see the Empire State Building. It's really cute.
Yeah, I seen her roaches earlier this morning, you guys. They actually seem to be very classy. I was very impressed with their attitudes. They're very polite and well spoken.
Not the polite and well spoken.
I saw them bring her a Pepsi, so she's already got them trained. It's just a good situation. I'm happy for you.
Just clap my hand. Come. I need several.
Okay.
That was extreme. It was.
But aside from that, how's everything going?
Oh, it's going okay.
Yeah, same.
I got to go up to Nordstrom today when we're done recording so they could adjust my trench coat because I always have to get my trench coats pretty much custom because I'm petite and they're usually too long off the rack. Almost always. Like, it irks my spirit.
Walking around New York looking like Neo from the Matrix.
Right. But no, they're going to shorten this one up. I got a cute little tan one. So they did my green one. So they're going to tan it up, shorten my arms up a little bit because, again, I hate to see it. Like, not me being all, this is dumb.
Well, everything's been good on my end. Just work. Lost some weight. Very happy about that. Since
knock it off. You ain't lose no damn weight. You know good and well was crack.
Since beginning of June, I have lost 14.2 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, and you're right. The crack was working. But
it's crack.
I didn't. That's not a long-term solution. So, I had to start doing better, making better decisions as it came to certain stuff. So. But I appreciate your suggestion for the heroin and the crack. I
appreciate your. No, I'd be there for somebody to say, "Hear me out. Like, you can do this, but hear me out. Cocaine, like you can lose 30." They all sleep deprivation and cocaine. I'm like, okay, noted. Not the cocaine.
Well, let's go ahead and get moving. So, as always, if you're not following us on social media, follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Rude Urban Truth Podcast. Follow us on YouTube at The Rude Urban Truth.
Yeah, we ain't posting this shit on YouTube.
We have not done it.
My hair's done. My hair's actually done.
Right.
I did. I should have took it down. Shut up.
Maybe next. Oh, guess what's coming up? I know I'm supposed to be talking about everything.
I thought you was talking about them messing up my bang at first.
My birthday is this Saturday, guys.
Happy birthday.
Put it out there. But anyway.
We don't even care about your birthday. Though.
So Twitter, Rude Urban Truth Pod, and our website, therudeurban-truth.com. So all of that said, you said that you had a good rude quote of the week this week.
I didn't say I had a good one.
You made me feel like I was supposed to be expecting something extravagant and amazing this time around.
Amazing these nuts. Okay. It's more so about dating because y'all know I've been dating. There's a guy I'm seeing. I really like him. He's cute or whatever. Y'all know. He's a little vibe. I really fuck with him. We really rocking. Looks like he might be coming into cuffing scenes with me. I'm not totally opposed for it. But here's my thing. For the other guys that I'm dating, because y'all know I'm in my 30s and usually when you get to this age, it's pretty hard to date guys without kids, right? But here's my thing. How come that when we date men, only black women get asked, what do you bring to the table? Did you notice that? No other race of women gets asked that. Only black women get asked, what do you bring to the table? And here's my response. If your son's favorite color is 4, don't ask me what I bring to the table. Ask your baby mother what she brought to the table. Your son's favorite color is fucking 4. Think about that. Okay? Think about that. Don't ask what I bring to the table. What do you bring to the table and his favorite colors for? You think about that. You think about that in your life decisions, and I'll tell you about the table. Because the table, what I brought, I built this bitch. You ain't see this custom chair? I built it. You're sitting in my custom seat eating off my custom china. What are you talking about? Like,
not favorite colors for though. I'm still.
That's how kids. No, because that's not how these kids be. You be like, oh, my baby's so smart. And you be like, what's your name? Rah. Remember that? Yeah. Like, what? Like, get out of here. And I'm not trying to dog y'all kids, but I'm telling y'all do better by them. Because they are kids. Do better by them babies. And if this struck a nerve with you, it's probably you. Because a hit dog gonna holler. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Oh man.
No, you can let if you want to. But you know what I'm talking about. You be like, they be like, my baby's so smart. What's your name, little man? Rawr. Like, what the fuck is wrong? What's wrong with you? Say it don't. Say it don't.
Oh God, I got real tears.
No, and not you really crying looking like that emoji. No, but you know because you know it's the truth. You be like, and I don't have kids. I be looking like,
commercial break. We need a commercial break.
No, but that's real.
Oh,
I had seen that. I
definitely up and everything. Oh my God.
I definitely seen that, and it was pissing me off because I was thinking that like only black women get asked what they bring to the table. Meanwhile, we outperforming almost everybody and everything. Y'all keep asking what we bring to the table. Bring to the table. We are the table. We thought of the table. We built the table and let you sit at it. That's what we brought. We brought us. I brought me. That's what I bring to the table. Laugh if you want to, but you know it's the truth. I just want y'all to be better about them babies and consider that. So ask your baby mother what she brought to the table. Because don't try to get with me and start trying to act like you particular and you got standards. You should have had them from the jump if you really loved yourself. So yeah, to any man listening, you tell me Grand Rising, you are getting blocked. You ask me what I bring to the table, you are being blocked. Because what do you bring to the table? And why are you asking me this? So yeah, that's my real quote. That's why I told you it wasn't a good one. It was more of a factual instance. You know, that's why I said it wasn't a good one. This is a moment of clarity, a moment of truth, if you will. Okay? A moment of truth. To let these men know, I ain't it, G. Don't play with me. And you being so dramatic. Y'all, he's being so dramatic with the way he's laughing. Like, he do not have to laugh.
Oh, my God. That really took me out.
I don't know why that took you out.
Kids really be like that. Kids really be...
It was wild. Kids are wild. You just be asking, like, basic stuff. Like, how old are you, sweetie? Green? Like, what? And then mom steady, my baby's so smart. And I not denying it, your baby is smart, but they also need part of that intelligence is helping you hone and guide it a certain way so that when people like me ask questions and I look at you in judgment, like, what the hell? What you saying that I'm not? Because this, oh honey, this is giving me, we don't spend time with mommy enough. Like, this is giving me 80-year-old grandma watches you. Stop it.
Well, what makes this even funnier, and I really wish this was an episode we were recording. It's like when you were saying it, you stopped and you did the whole like how kids be like smiling. We're all they're proud of this answer that's coming.
Yes, they do. They be so. And you just be looking at them, and you look at the mom like, "Is this the kid that you posted on Facebook that's so smart? Like, is this the same one?" Because the intelligence is there. The baby's functioning, they talking, so they got something in that little man is clicking, and that's right. But that's where we as adults come in and we hone that. We hone that ability and guide it in the right direction. Like, you know what, baby, that's fun, but that's the sound dinosaurs make. Okay, that's the sound dinosaurs make. Roar's not your name. It's not your name.
All right.
And they run all off and be skipping and flipping. And you be looking at the mom like, this is not that baby. This is not the baby. This is not, no, this isn't the same one. This is a different one. You made that
Oh
up.
my goodness, that just made my whole morning completely. I thank you. I'm so sorry now. I'm all stopped up and everything. I have laughed so hard that somehow my sinuses have clogged. So, okay, well, that was our rude quote of the week. Let's go ahead and move into Black Magic, where I actually have someone I want to highlight. And I'm going to struggle my way through it because I can barely breathe suddenly. I want to highlight Kendall Rae Johnson. Kendall Rae Johnson is a 6-year-old from Georgia who has just made history as Georgia's youngest certified farmer.
Oh.
Yeah, so basically, with her mom and dad's support, Kendall Rae started her own business. It's called Agroculture, joining several agricultural organizations in the state. So they said that her mom, whose name is Ursula, said that her daughter has been farming for nearly
Yeah,
half
big
of her life.
Earths.
That means since she was 3. Crediting Kendall Rae's great grandmother, Laura Kate
You see,
Williams,
that means she
with
been
giving
farming
her.
since she was 3. She's not a roar. She's not one of them. Sis out here with a hoe. She getting busy.
Right. So they said
Start
that
with
she
a hoe,
started
a
out in
rake.
a they said she started out in a patio garden, and the patio garden grew from a little bitty something to, by the time her 4th birthday came, we had a full-fledged garden in our backyard. And then we moved, and now she has a farm.
Okay.
So Kendall Rae has okra, carrots, cucumber, squash, zucchini, and strawberries at the age of
Okay.
6. She shares her love of farming via a monthly gardening club and a subscription-based food box. She already has these things under her belt
Okay.
as a
Come on,
6-year-old.
sis.
As a 6-year-old.
She told us as adults get into that.
So it says that Georgia State Representative Mandisha Thomas has been an advocate for Kendall Rae. She's recruited her to help support other young farmers. Imagine a 6-year-old, you having like a little meeting, and they're like, okay, we have Kendall Rae here speaking, and then a 6-year-old
Right.
walks out.
Right.
So it
She come,
says so
hi,
far.
everybody. My favorite color is 4. Sorry, I'm joking.
So it says that so far, they, the state representative and Kendall Rae have been able to raise $85,000. So it says the goal for Kendall Rae is to continue her farming, focusing on raising funds to launch an outdoor agricultural science lab. I just want to take a moment. This is a 6-year-old. A 6-year-old. But she has a GoFundMe so that she can raise $10,000 to try to get that going. So if anyone is actually interested, what is this GoFundMe? It says help fund the youngest. Oh, you should see her. Did I put the link in there? She's so cute.
Oh, let me see her because her sound like she's cute.
Oh yeah, y'all
No, you
shouldn't
ain't
even
put
in
the
the
link.
document.
I am in the document, you liar. I'm sitting here, look at me, clicking around. Oh, sidebar, forgot to shout out Freaknik for being the basis of today's root quote. It's something she posted, spurned me to get an anger attitude about black
You're in the
women.
wrong document.
No, I'm not in the wrong document.
Yes, you are. I'm looking at you. I just went into the right document and you're not there. I'm in the wrong document and there you are talking about.
It saved episode 136, don't it?
But look at the date. Remember, because look at 136 is in the thing, but the 135 is at the bottom. It hadn't been updated.
Shut the hell up.
Y'all, see? Let's get her to catch up. Give her a moment, you guys.
I'm back.
Hold on. While she's in there.
I'm back.
While she's coming, here we go.
Oh. Not you. I'm sick of him, y'all. Now, when I used to want theme music, remember how bad I used to want theme music? When I used to be reading the I'm the Assholes and Situationships and he wouldn't give me them? Y'all remember that? I know y'all remember that.
So go ahead and scroll up there and look at Kendall Rae.
Oh, look at her. Her got little missing teeth. She's so cute.
You know who she looks like? She looks like a younger version of our friend Solange.
Her teeth is not missing. My bad. When I was gonna put you, I thought she's the one of them little kids with little teeth on. She's just as she's cute as a little button. Her little outfit.
So
sis
yeah,
listen to agricultural stuff. So I hope this means little sis is going to A&T when she comes of age for college because agricultural and technical university would be excellent for her.
Depending on how she's going, she might not. She might be already donating money to these colleges by that time she's that age.
I mean,
everything continues flourishing the way that it is.
One of their prize donors, everybody trying to keep cool with her.
But yeah, just wanted to highlight Kendall Rae since that's her full name, Kendall Rae. But yeah, she's our Black magic woman. Oh, little woman.
Our little woman, because her little girl. Because the people's gonna come back, and we got to make sure that we're not growing up Black girls beforehand. So yes, this is our little Black magic girl. Because we don't need nobody coming in trying to make us politically correct. Because y'all know damn well what we meant when we said woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready for the fuckery that will be this week's episode?
I suppose.
All right, well, let's go ahead into Rude Talk. And
I just want to be
as a part of Rude Talk, you
Christmas.
know that I want to give you a little bit of rude news, some stuff that I've come across in the last week. All of this may not be 100% recent. However, it is still crazy nonetheless. So, the first one I am calling, you get a check and you get a check. We all get checks like we are on Oprah. So,
I would like that.
we have a guy from Florida. He's 42 years old. His name is Casey William Kelly. He was arrested for grand theft auto of a motor vehicle.
Okay.
So now that naturally kind of makes you think of like, okay, he was out here stealing, kind of like the game Grand Theft Auto. You just hopping in people's car and you taking it.
Mm-hmm. Let's hop up on these Revel bikes. I be seeing men on Revel bikes around here, the little Revel mopeds with backpacks.
Mm-hmm.
I automatically be thinking they on Grand Theft Auto.
Well, that's not what happened with this guy. He actually tried to purchase a Porsche with the check he printed.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he said that he wrote a fraudulent check for the Porsche for $139,203.05 on July the 27th, and then went to a jeweler to try to purchase 3 Rolex watches for $61,521.
Oh.
I just don't understand. I don't understand. And then what even makes it crazier to me is that means how did he get away with it? And then they were like, yo, this is a bad check after the fact. Like, do people
Is he?
Yeah, he is.
Okay, because that's why he got away with it. That makes sense.
But he's been arrested. I'm just wondering, like, okay, so maybe this is a different level of poor for me, but I just don't imagine I'm going to go to a dealership and write a check nowadays, which to me is almost alarming. There's certain people that just, you don't really see checkbooks pop out like that no more. But yeah, thought that was an interesting thing. So shout out to Casey William Kelly for being a dumbass. And then next, I'm going to call this person the Breakfast Bandit.
Yeah, it's the Breakfast Bandit for me.
So this Breakfast Bandit, okay, so you go to hotels, like, we'll just use DoubleTree as an example. DoubleTree's known for having those bomb cookies, right?
Walnut chocolate chip cookies, yeah, but that's all they got. They ain't giving you no free breakfast. But go carry on.
But there are other places that do give you free breakfast.
Holiday Inn. Them little fake faux omelets. I be fucking them little things up too. That little cheese in it. I don't know what it is about eating them then. If somebody gave it to me right now, I wouldn't want it. But something about being out of town and eating that fake egg with the cheese on it is just gives me a good vibe.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned Holiday Inn because they are actually one of the ones who is speaking out in this article. So, in Georgia, the police were looking for a man that they've been calling the Breakfast Bandit. What has this man been doing? He has been going, well, it's been in stages. Stage 1 was him allegedly stealing plastic silverware, shampoo, and towels.
Not from the hotel.
Yeah. Apparently he did this at a Holiday Inn. So, and like you said, they were like, oh, yeah, this Holiday Inn is known for their breakfast. I don't know if they're known for breakfast, but for having free breakfast.
Right.
Well, she said the front office manager said that she felt like when she saw him, something didn't seem right with him. She said he walked in with books, started eating from the breakfast bar, and then wandered the halls.
Started eating from the breakfast bar. Like, you know what? I'm just going to come in, I'm going to have a little bite, and that's going to be it.
So she said she approached him and was like, hey, so what are you doing? He was like, oh, I was just checking to see how easy it is to get into hotels and get free stuff.
Oh, that's just
right. Just told her. So the general manager asked him to leave, and then he did. Well, the next day, police say that this same man managed to sneak into one of the rooms that was being cleaned at a local Quality Inn. He was there for about an hour before he was approached by employees. The next day, he went to another hotel. They said that he reportedly told the clerk at the Super 8 he left his cell phone in the room and asked to get in to get it back. The clerk refused, and they told him they would call the police. No one has seen him since, but he's just hopping from hotel to hotel.
But not the clerk saying like, "Listen, we ready to call the boys on you because you out here fucking around and we ain't got time."
All they knew about him was that he drove a black Nissan Altima. What are you doing for you to be sitting around all day? Just be like, let me just go to these hotels and just test some things out.
Right.
Like, why? Oh no, I just closed out of the last one. Let's see. Let me see.
You closed out of the last one, the one that you didn't share the link with me.
Yeah,
If you had shared the link with me,
I forget it. Let me find it really quickly. Hold on, because I called it riding dirty.
You mean not feeling bad at all for you? Oh no.
Whatever. I'm almost there. Okay, here we go. So, in this last one that I found, this guy was going to take his driving test. The title says, man tried to take driving test in a car containing drugs, $15,000, and a gun. Right. And yes, he was one of us. So, this man, it says a Maryland man was arrested after a gun, marijuana, and $15,000 in cash was found in his car that he used to take his driver's test. Reginald Wooding Jr., who's 22 at the time, was next in line to take his driver's test when an examiner told a trooper she thought she smelled marijuana coming from the car. The trooper confirmed the smell and investigated. The Maryland State Police spokesman, Greg Shipley, said that Wooding voluntarily handed over a small bag of marijuana. That led to a further search of the vehicle. The trooper recovered almost a pound of marijuana, more than $15,000 in suspected drug-related money, a loaded handgun with a 30-round magazine that was in the glove box as well.
Boy, if niggas ain't gonna nig.
Like, why out of all don't get another car and then not have one that smells like weed? Like, you know what? Truthfully, we already know where we stand on when it comes to weed and weed charges and stuff like that. But if you're in a place where it is clearly still illegal, you got to do a little bit on your end to make sure that you don't get caught up.
Right.
You have to. So it says that he was arrested on multiple charges, including engaging in drug trafficking crime while transporting a firearm, possessing a firearm during a drug trafficking crime, and possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. Ooh, that just sounds like this is going to carry a lot of time. He didn't even get to take his driver's test. They arrested him before any of that happened. So, yeah, that was my last piece of rude news. I was a little thrown by them, but that is that. So now I need your opinion on something. Came across this article. It's not quite an Am I the Asshole or anything. It's something. There's a show on TLC called, excuse me, I Love a Mama's Boy. Basically, it's showing really weird, complicated relationships between their sons, their partners, and their clingy mothers. Well, most recently there was an episode with a mom whose name is Jane. She crashed her son's honeymoon with his wife. Basically, during the trip, Jane reneged her offer to watch the children and instead hired a babysitter so she could relax too. She said, it says, though Tracy agreed with Brian's idea to bring Jane on the trip for child care purposes, she soon learned that her mother-in-law had other plans. During the episode, Jane is shown at the bar chatting with strangers, the children nowhere in sight. So Tracy was like, Jane is having herself a good time at the bar. And I'm just like, what's going on? I mean, come on, what happened to all the ground rules? So they ended up meeting up at a spa. Like, she ran into them at the spa and explained that she got a babysitter so that she can relax on their honeymoon as well. She felt like she deserved this time away. She was like, she had been helping with a lot of stuff and she deserved to be able to relax. And what better way to relax than to relax on her son's honeymoon? So, what are your thoughts? Okay. What are your thoughts here? Like, what? Because especially let's say you're dating someone who is a part of the Latinx community. Most of them have extremely good relationships with their mothers if they're still around, and some of the mothers can be extremely clingy. How do you think you would react or handle something like that?
Okay, first of all, I feel like you already know how I'm going to react to this. I feel like you're just trying me because you just want to see and want me to
I
expose
just want
myself.
to
But I'm
hear
not
the
going.
words come out of your
Yeah,
mouth.
I'm not going to feed into you. I'm not going to feed into you. First of all, your mom, your mom's not going to like me because I'm going to do things that are so sexually explicit in front of her and make her so uncomfortable that she doesn't want me around. She doesn't want to be around us because I'm going to have to remind her, you can't do these things that I can do for him. There's one little big difference a lot of times that wives and girlfriends can do that moms, most of the time can't. They shouldn't be because there's some weird
Yeah, they're
relationships
gonna
out here
bust it
too.
wide open.
Hello. Hello. Your mom can't do that for you. And I'm going to remind her that she can't. She'll never want to go anywhere with us ever again because it'll make her uncomfortable. So yeah, that's usually my move. It's been working flawlessly for years. I had several of my boyfriends whose moms tried it.
They did?
No, I mean, they ain't tried like that, but you know what I'm
Oh,
saying.
I was about to
They were trying
say,
to
oh
feel
my
like,
God, I need to hear this one.
no, like just making it like, oh, this is my son, and right, but can you, but did you, you see what I'm going with this? But
Yeah.
can you,
I would love to know how they would react to it too. Like when someone says
he's
that
like,
to
so I'm
you,
like,
like,
Keely,
yo.
can you, but can you,
Yeah, I read this thing and I was like thrown, like, yo, you really decided you were going to have the time of your life on your son's honeymoon where you were supposed to be you agreed to take care of the kids. And then you end up hiring a babysitter so you can have a good time out
but
here
not you having
too.
a good time on my time.
And then not even just that, she didn't even tell them that that the kids were gonna be with a babysitter until they were like, yo, so where are the kids at? Like,
Right. Like,
why
where's our
wouldn't you think
babies?
that's some information that
Like,
they would
what?
want to know?
Yo, how did you come up without my, how did you, where's my kids? Where's my,
Right.
see, and I know me, I think my first reaction probably would be violence. Like, the first thing would be like, I know that ain't your mom. Ah! Tables falling. Then it's like, oh yeah, but where's my kids? And everybody be like, what happened? Yeah, because she didn't have my babies with her. So yeah, that was a thing. I had to beat your mom up because she didn't have my babies.
And
And I
that's always been
know
a thing for you, go back to the source. But in this
so
case, yeah.
this time the source left my kids, man. The source left my kids.
Getting ready to drag Nana across the resort.
Drake, I'm telling you, them little umbrellas and them little wicker chairs all over the place, blowing all into the sand, into the ocean. That's what's going to happen with me. Don't play with me. Like, don't do that. Please don't.
Well, since we're already talking about weird family dynamics, I have an am I the asshole for you.
Oh.
The person says, am I the asshole for rejecting a friend because I found out the truth about her husband? Before going into detail, how do you feel about that subject?
Just off the title, I don't know. Sound like she done seen something she probably ain't had no business seeing or something. White. I don't know. It ain't sounding right though.
All right, so here we go. Get ready. You're gonna be on a wild ride here.
All right.
I am a 40-year-old woman, and my best friend, let's call her Twyla, is 39 years old, and we have known each other for 7 years. She is a lovable, sweet, beautiful, and funny woman, and I held her dear before what happened about 4 weeks ago. She has a non-official husband named Kai, and they have dated for over 10 years. Kai's 44. It happens that we got drunk at her house during a movie night that lasted too long, until the early hours, and when I asked if she had cut ties with her family or something similar, she revealed something disgusting. Kai was actually her older brother, her older biological brother, to clarify. And that is why I've never met Twyla's relatives. I couldn't process that, and I left the house while she called me confused. I haven't spoken to her since, and my coworkers asked me about Twyla, to which I don't respond so as not to humiliate her and to prevent her from becoming a social outcast at work. Am I wrong to reject her just because of the secret? So let me continue. There are a lot of edits on this post. First edit is, it's not an abusive relationship as far as I know. And if it turns out to be like that, or I find that it was, and that this post is still public, I will probably update it. I do not know if she's been manipulated or used by her older brother, but since that possibility has nothing to do with the question I came to ask, I would have preferred it to be left alone. I texted hi to Twyla to talk to her and will ask her to meet her and Kai to talk at her house. I think that being both sober and with him in the room, we can talk more calmly. Edit number 2.
What is there to talk about?
Hello again. Today I was chatting with them since 9 in the morning. I went to Twyla and Kai's house in the morning to talk about everything based off of the how we coordinated things by messages last night. Kai was not aware of what happened that day, and Twyla spent that night explaining the incident to him so he would not be disoriented in the morning during my visit. When we got together, I explained what happened in my own way while Kai made coffee and served it to me. Then I showed them this post for them to see. Neither Kai nor Twyla speak English, so I had to use a translator and read it out for them in a native language. And I translated as much as I could. Kai felt strange reading so many people questioning him, calling him an abuser, and asking about his history with Twyla, but he didn't get defensive or aggressive. He just sighed as he explained a few things. 1, the vasectomy thing was because when he was... Where the hell did that come from? Oh, this must be in the comments. She might have been going back and forth in the comments explaining things. The vasectomy thing was because when he was 17 years old, his parents were constantly nagging him that Kai had to give them grandkids as soon as possible. Blah. 2, Twyla said they never did anything sexual before she was 18 due to the issue of legal age. They were paranoid about their parents doing something against them, so if they never wanted to see, at least they would. Okay.
This is going
back fast. That the theme of the hero complex was heard many times in his therapies. Okay, so this is... I feel like I need to go into these comments because there's a lot more being said somewhere that I need to know the answers to. Okay, so they don't have any intention of having a child because of the fact that they are brother and sister, and likely it will come out with some genetic defects.
Yeah, remember, like royalty tried to do that, and them kids was coming out with 3 eyes, missing limbs. Remember that?
Okay, so this might be helpful here. Someone was asking because they're confused about... Everyone in the comments are just confused, but they did want to make sure that she knew that she wasn't an asshole. But she said, what I know about Twyla's life is that her family wanted to force her into a nunnery since she was 17 years old. So Kai, being the only one who stood up for her in many situations, tried to avoid it at all costs because he knew Twyla didn't want this. Then they ended up falling in love, and in that interest, they found the perfect excuse for them to disown them and not want to do anything with them anymore. That was what he told me that night before he saw me run away, when I realized it was not a bad joke. So that's where that hero complex and stuff is coming in. Basically, he kind of feels like he saved her from that, and now, I don't know.
But okay, because I can't get past them going together. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't hear none of this that you're talking about. And I'm like, all of that's well and good, but like, no, the math not mathing right now.
Yeah, and then the last edit was Twyla said that she is flattered to see how I talk about her and that she would love to continue the friendship with me until the end. But if I wanted to end the friendship, they would both understand and not bother me anymore. I told them that things were clearer now, that at least the shock has subsided and that I didn't feel so dizzy. We ended up staying as friends again, although Twyla says she will make sure I don't feel uncomfortable around. This is a lot more than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, because what?
So basically, they have this brother and sister ran off together, essentially, cut off their family, used the justification of them trying to save her from this nunnery as the reason for cutting off the family completely. And now they're living a life together as husband and wife, but they can't do it legally because they are...
They're brother siblings. Because when you get married, they make you test... Don't they do that when you get married? Yeah, because PA does that. They make sure you're not fucking related.
Do make you still have to test to verify whether or not you're family.
Yeah, that's making me upset. That's really...
Oh, this is a lot. And this is really recent. This happened 7 days ago. All of these things.
This is angering me. Like, the reason talking about, we can't legally be married because you're brother and sister. And they're not even like, same father, different mother, same mother, different father. Like, y'all are siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Do they
Y'all literally
understand?
grew up.
Yeah, like, could you imagine being sexually attracted to one of your fucking
No.
dusty ass siblings? Right. Dusty
Mm-mm.
ass siblings. Like, could you imagine that? Dusty
Like,
ass
I
fucking
can't even
siblings.
look at my sister like she cute.
Right.
Like I feel
Hello.
like people say my sister's cute, and I'd be like, you still ugly.
Right. Right. Because
Like,
that's your duty as a sibling, to remind your siblings that they're ugly and that they're less
yeah.
than. Like, keep them down. That's what you do. You keep your siblings down. I mean, as you become an
Mm.
adult, I actually uplift man. I'm joking. You don't keep them down. But I also am not sexually attracted to them in any fucking way. What?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I feel like their parents were completely opposed to it and think they're fucking losers. And they're probably like, what in the hell is going on with y'all? Like, what?
Yeah, this is a lot. This is actually a whole lot. So, okay, with that in mind, let's move on to the next one. I think. Do you have one that you want to speak on? Or would you like for me
Um,
to do that one?
I mean, I could do that one. I'll do that one.
Okay.
Let me do this.
Oh, do you want
So
music?
don't do. Oh, do I want me? No, boy, fuck you. Don't be trying to give me no music now after months of ass. Okay, yeah. I don't think. Oh, also, you didn't ask about if she was an a-hole. I don't think she's an a-hole.
No,
Like, that's
definitely not
weird.
an
I wouldn't want to be
a-hole.
part of it either. Yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to be a part of it. And not me cussing the whole episode and then saying a-hole.
Right.
Okay, y'all. You know how Future be like, I don't give a fuck if they was real sisters. This is one of them situations, right? This has been his viral post. My sister has been with her man for 7 years. I've been sleeping with him for 2 years, but he won't leave her. I threaten to tell her, but he always talks me out of it. I believe if he tells her that she'll be okay with him dating us both. She's a real free spirit. Wondering if I should tell her or wait for him to tell her because I'm tired of sneaking when I'm sure she would be down. Want to be clear that we will be in 2 separate houses, not all in one house, because that is nasty. She is my sister. Because, living together definitely where you draw the line.
So yeah, that's
Hard
what
stop.
I need to like that's what we need to be concerned about. Oh, first of all, we're not going to be in the same house because whoa, that is nasty.
Yeah.
Not you sleeping
Like,
with your sister's man for the last 2 years.
yeah. Like, what? Why would we do something like that? What are you talking about? Like, what?
What? Like, what is up with family dynamics now? Like, this is
What is
crazy.
up with family dynamics? Like, something is severely wrong. Like, and not like a little bit wrong, but like severely, severely wrong. Like, what's going on with y'all? Y'all good? Like, y'all
And
okay?
the fact that she thinks that it's the living in separate houses thing is the biggest concern here.
That's where she draws the line. Living in separate houses is where the line is drawn. That's where the line is drawn. Separate houses. Like, oh, we could never live in the same place. How dare you? Like, what are you guys thinking? I'm thinking, like, my goodness, that.
I'm sorry. I'm beating my sister's ass.
Mm-hmm,
I'm dragging her all through everything. I'm dragging her through
mm-hmm.
every decade we've lived in.
Yeah, free spirit. You're going to catch these free hands. These hands is going to be free flowing. You hear me? They're going to be, oh my goodness. Like, yeah. You're going to, yeah. This is definitely grounds for an ass whooping. Like, what? You fucking tried it.
So what
it.
if, plot twist, this is actually her brother?
Stop it.
I mean, there's nothing in here that
You must
says
stop
that
it.
the person who wrote this was the sister or the brother. There's no gender mentioned at all.
Why you gotta go left? Because you read one fucked up thing. Now you want to go left.
No, somebody else mentioned it too in the comments, but I'm like, maybe that's why they keep hitting at her being a free spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I'm fucking up everybody.
Spirit. Yeah, period.
I'm beating up everybody involved.
Get into these free spirited nuts. Get into those. These free spirited nuts.
Okay, well, I have one last am I the asshole for you, and this is one that has gone viral. I've seen lots of people have opinions on it, and I just want to know where you stand here.
Okay.
Because a lot of people don't know what the full story is. They just gone by headlines, had formed their opinions based off of headlines because, people don't like to read actual posts on social media anyway.
People are making me so mad when they said, they'd be like, oh, that's too long to read. Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
How is that too long for you to read?
Have you seen the whole situation about the photographer who was hired by the friends to do for like
Yeah,
$250
that
to
deleted them
just
pictures.
to delete the pictures. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people have had a lot to say, and a lot of people were basically saying, "Well, you were asked to do it, you did it, you dealt with it. That's your problem," kind of thing. So I found the actual "Am I the Asshole" post and wanted to read through it, and I just wanted to see if this provides better context
Okay.
and if it changes your opinion on things. So the person writes, "I am not really a photographer. I'm a dog groomer. I take lots of pictures of dogs all day to put on Facebook and Instagram. It's my thing, if that makes sense. A cut and a photo with every appointment. I very seldom shoot things other than dogs, even if I have a nice setup. A friend got married a few days ago and wanting to save money asked if I shoot it for them. I told him it's not really my forte, but he convinced me by saying he didn't care if they were perfect. They were on a shoestring budget, and I agreed to shoot it for $250, which is nothing for a 10-hour event.
10
On the
hours.
day of, I'm driving around following the bride as she goes from appointment to appointment before the ceremony, taking photos along the way. I shoot the ceremony itself, and during the reception, I'm shooting speeches and people mingling. I started around 11 a.m. and was due to finish around 7:30. Around 5 p.m., food is being served, and I was told I cannot stop to eat because I need to be the photographer. In fact, they didn't save me a spot at any table. I am getting tired and at this point kind of regretting doing this thing for next to nothing. It's also unbelievably hot. The venue is in an old Veterans Legion and it is like 110 degrees and there's no AC. I told the groom I need to take off for 20 minutes to get something to eat and drink. There's no open bar or anything. I can't even get water and my 2 water bottles are long empty. He tells me I need to either be photographer or leave without pay. With the heat, being hungry, being generally annoyed at the circumstances, I asked if he was sure, and he said yes. So I deleted all the photos I took in front of him and took off saying I'm not his photographer anymore. If I was to be paid $250, honestly, at that point, I would have been paid $250 just for a glass. She would have paid $250 just for a glass of cold water and somewhere to sit for 5 minutes. Was I the asshole? They went right on their honeymoon. They've been off of social media, but a lot of people have been posting on their wall asking about photos with zero responses. Now, before you form your opinion, I do want to provide you with an update because she made a separate post with an update to explain what has happened since then because she did not know that her post went viral. She said, immediately after the wedding, they went off for their honeymoon and they went to a cottage up north and didn't use social media for a week. In that time, they got lots of requests for photos on Facebook and I didn't reply to anyone because to me, this was done and I didn't want the headache of dealing with the fallback. I don't know a lot of these people. It's their circle of friends, so I thought it was best that they handled it. The bride contacted me when they returned and asked me my side of the story. I don't know when the groom spilled the beans, but he was not truthful about it. He told her I had camera problems and lost the photos. I told her plainly what happened and told her that while I felt guilty, is no way to treat someone doing a favor. She wasn't in the know about any of this stuff and asked if there was any way we could mend this. We got to talking and I agreed to do a reshoot for some photos later in the season. She wants some photos of just them in an outdoor shoot, photos of the ring, some artsy shots, and that's it. She offered me the original $250 and I agreed under the condition that I'd bill at one word of crap from any of them. As for the original photos, I offered to bring my SD card to a place that could attempt to recover them at their cost and she declined.
Okay.
Word did
Well,
get out on social media about some of this, and we agreed to sweep it under the rug and try to diffuse or play down what happened. Other few comments I did read, they were wholly against me because the story is twisted with the her camera died narrative the groom spun. I'm upset, but not enough to make a big deal out of it. None of them even know my name. But there was a positive that came from this. She said that she did make 2 connections. The DJ was privy to the situation, and he asked if I'd shoot their band at an upcoming event. And then she said that the minister asked if I'd like to do some promotional images of his church and choir. So at least something positive came out of it. But now we know the full story of what happened. Do you think she was an asshole for what she did?
mm, yeah.
You said what?
I mean, well, no, because he tried. No, yeah, I do. I'm lying. Like, y'all initially starved this man, and then y'all tried to come back after the fact. Like, y'all knew what y'all did was wrong from the gate. You tried it.
Yeah,
You
my
fucking
thing
tried
is
it.
this.
Like, y'all knew
Her
y'all,
deleting
like,
they tried to make it a big deal that she deleted the photos, but he basically told her either you keep taking the pictures or you don't get paid. If I'm not getting paid, I'm not going to give you any of the
keep
things that
taking.
I took. Why would I give you this stuff for free?
Can we start with the very, very beginning where I told you this was not my ministry? And me being a kind person was like, you know what? Are you sure? You said okay. I still did it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still took pictures of you. And if you were on a shoestring budget, guess what? You could always have guests take pictures for free and use a hashtag. And have pictures from your wedding day. And on top of all of that, you could have postponed your wedding. You're still in love. You're going to be with each other till death do you part.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't you wait until you didn't have a shoestring budget?
I mean, when we had our engagement party, we had the app that made it so that everybody who was there, if they wanted to, they can go in there. And when they took pictures, it automatically uploaded them for them. For us,
Oh,
we actually have a full wedding book that is compiled of pictures that people took.
oh, oh. That people took for free.
For free.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense to
So
me.
it's like, wow, I do think that if she was struggling that much, I feel like she should have said something beforehand. She put herself through a lot of anguish just for the sake of trying to be there for them. But the minute that he showed no concern whatsoever, I would have been out of there too. Like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
not.
Like,
To me, it's like it's not even a big deal. It's like, oh, you said you're not paying me. Okay, you're not getting anything.
yeah.
I'm about to leave so I can get something to eat and something to drink, and I'm
Listen,
going to go home.
that's perfectly fine. That is
Mm-hmm.
perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about any of this. That's great.
Because apparently she was actually supposed to be a guest at the wedding anyway. So it's like, not only was she was supposed to be a guest there, but y'all didn't even want to feed her.
Y'all didn't even want to feed her. I think that's the problem.
Yeah, a lot of
Y'all
people
didn't even
say
want
that.
to
I
feed
was
her.
reading up on people's comments. They say generally when you have a wedding and you have some people working, doing stuff like that, most people actually consider them as a part of that so that they can give them something. They have to be nourished in order to last the whole night to keep. Imagine she had been working since the morning. And you really
Mm-hmm.
thinking that she was going to be doing all of this with no type of nourishment whatsoever?
Mm-hmm.
Like that
Mm-hmm.
says a lot about him as a person. It's like a decent person would have been like, yo, okay, you can go ahead and get something to eat. Like you can take pictures of early stuff with the dinner, but once everybody's really sitting down eating, okay, you go ahead and eat too.
Right. Like most people feed the photographers anyway. Like, hey, you want something to eat? Go ahead, give something. You can get it.
Mm-hmm.
You sure you want this, and this? Why are you making this hard?
And being
Why are
honest,
you
I'm
making
sure
this
they had
hard
an extra
again?
plate out there anyway. All the people that reserve to go to the weddings don't always show. You've already paid for the food. Hell, she was supposed to be eating there anyway. You already paid for her food.
Miss Mamas.
Yeah, that kind of
Like, not
irritated me.
y'all. Yeah, let's get her.
Mm-mm.
Let's get her.
I could never see myself doing that to somebody who was doing that for my wedding.
Yeah, me neither. That's because we feed people though.
Mm-hmm. And
You
I
already
love to
know.
eat. I'm not going to be sitting around there eating in front of
I
people's
like to eat
faces.
and I'm not eating in your face. And I also sometimes don't want to share with you. Like, let's keep it a buck. Sometimes I don't want to share with you. So
Right.
here's how we're going to play it. Because I don't want to share with you.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got for Rude Talk. You ready to go ahead into our last segment, Living While Black?
Because we've been black most of our lives.
All right. So, came across this article, which weirdly enough is tied to an article. Well, not tied to literally, but is in the same vein of the article that I sent you on Rico the other day, where this person, there's a teacher in North Carolina, of course, who has since resigned after telling the black students in her class that they would be field slaves if it was not for the Constitution.
Not the
One
const-
of several recent racist incidents at this school, apparently, according to a parent. So the
Okay. Okay.
Constitution being created was why these black people were no longer field slaves. This teacher was an 8th grade teacher at Winterville. Oh my God, I know where Winterville is. That's really right by Kinston. It's over there near Greenville. But anyway, Winterville Charter Academy had black students raise their hands on Constitution Day. And then after they raised their hands, that teacher told them that they would be field slaves without the founding document. Oh, so she made it a point to bring attention to them in the classroom. Like, hey, all right, black keys, raise your hands. because I just don't put it past her to say something really derogatory when she was telling them to raise their hands in the first place. But then she made sure to highlight them in front of everyone to let them know that they should be lucky, because otherwise they would be slaves.
Why would she not do that? That makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm. So the teacher resigned, which is an issue to me. Why did she have to resign? Why didn't y'all fire her?
Yeah.
She should have been fired. Because to me, resigning means that she probably will be able to easily find another job somewhere, but where she can spew these same negative beliefs, racist beliefs. But apparently this is not the first time. They said that apparently they have made complaints about racist incidents at this charter school before, and nothing's ever been done. One parent cited an incident in which a group of black students were talking about how racist it is to compare black people to monkeys. During the discussion, a teacher happened to walk by and allegedly told the students, "It's okay, you're all my monkeys." And another incident where a white student allegedly called a black student a monkey. The black student reported the incident to the teacher, and the teacher said that it was fine because we're all a little bit racist. And in turn, the black child called the white student a cracker, and that teacher threatened disciplinary action. So see how that double standard is there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, apparently nothing ever really seems to happen at this school. There have been tons of racist incidents that have been brought to the administration's and nothing has really happened from it. Just the world we live in. But I sent you guys that article recently where basically, is it in Texas or Oklahoma or somewhere, where they basically said that if we're going to be teaching about the Holocaust, we need to be teaching about the other side of things too.
Yeah, because what's the other side?
Yeah, because maybe Hitler had justifiable reasons for doing this, and we should investigate that and make sure that his side of things is actually that's being addressed.
Absolutely fucking insane. Like what? We don't need. There's no other side. We don't need it.
That's about as bad as that the white girl who did a PowerPoint presentation talking about the pros and cons of slavery. Yeah. And how some of the pros were like, all of the slaves weren't treated bad, or all of the slaves didn't have terrible living conditions and things like that. Like, this is the type of shit that's happening in our schools that people don't want to talk about. And then the whole race theory thing being thrown out. There's nothing in place to truly educate people on what these things actually mean and how they are impacting people, or how our history has impacted everything that is happening nowadays. But
be great, y'all.
Yeah. I saw that, and I had to say something. But ending on a positive note. Most recently, there was a red carpet premiere for The Harder They Fall, which is the Black Western with Regina Hall, Idris Elba, and Jonathan Majors. And all of the stars turned out for it, including Jay-Z and Beyonce. But
not Jay-Z and Beyonce showing up.
But that's not really why I'm saying anything about this, because Jay-Z and Beyonce were there, but there's also a clip of when Jay-Z notices that Kelly is there. Have you seen that clip?
I did, and it went viral, and everybody was like, "He don't look at Beyonce like that," and it made me so mad.
He looked bad. And then, I think that I feel like it was probably more so because they haven't seen each other in so long. But you can see how lit up he was. It's like, not to mention, Kelly looked amazing at this premiere. She was giving B-Day high ponytail vibes with the hair. She had on the nice dress, and then seeing her and B together. But it was just, Jay-Z's reaction was basically what we mean when we see somebody like, "I see you. Oh, I'm trying to be like you." That was what that was. He gave all of that energy at that time, and I just thought it was really dope. Because
definitely was the vibe.
Truthfully, we very rarely see Jay-Z smiling. Like, it don't happen often. It's like when we finally get to catch Kanye smiling.
Right.
So seeing him happy, there was something very genuine about his look that I could appreciate. And I felt like you, as a Jay-Z fan, as a B fanatic, that you would appreciate a moment like that. I did
appreciate it too.
Mm-hmm. I saw it, and I was like, he came around that corner like, ooh. And I just thought it was so funny. So just trying to end things on a positive note. Well, but
That was
since
a
we
positive
are
experience.
at the end of the episode, is there anything that you would like to leave our listeners with before we go?
No, some time in our lives.
Okay, so I have something I want to leave
You didn't have to do me like that.
us with.
Best.
And should I do it? Should I do it? I'm going to do it.
I'm going to
All
do
right.
it.
So it was a texting conversation I came across. And yeah, okay, so I'm going to name them John and
Jacob Reimer Smith.
John and
His
Brittany.
name
John and Brittany.
is-
So in these bubbles, Brittany's going to be the blue text. So John says, I would like to ask you out, but you think I'm ugly. And Brittany's like, who told you I think you're ugly? And John's like, oh, you don't think I am? And Brittany said, I do. I just want to know who told you.
I do, but who told you that I thought you were ugly? Wait, real questions need real answers, okay?
Oh, yes. So with that said, that's what I want to leave y'all with. Go into this week speaking your truth and your honesty.
Being
like
phenomenal.
Brittany did in her text messaging thread. And if you are John, go into your situations a bit more confident. Otherwise, you're going to walk into some embarrassing messages like that. So, ballheads, that's all I got for you this week. We will talk to you next week.
Farewell.